Hello and welcome. I'm Millicent Nwaka. Tonight, former military head of state General Abdulsalami Abubakar asked political office seekers to put national interest ahead of personal interests. People's Democratic Party accuses Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo of endorsing bad governance by the ruling All Progressives Congress. At least 27 persons are feared killed in Kaduna State after armed bandits attacked Gwaske village. And the president of Iran, Hassan Rouhani, cautions the U.S. President Donald Trump against withdrawing from the nuclear agreement. We begin tonight with an appeal from the former military head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, to politicians seeking elected positions in the 2019 general elections to put national interests ahead of personal ones. General Abubakar offered this advice after a closed-door meeting with some politicians from the northern part of the country. The group led by Alhaji Tanko Yakasai, a founding member of Northern Socio-Political Group, the Arawa Consultative Forum, insists it is seeking a common regional front.
Some politicians from the northern part of the country, under the aegis of the Northern Leaders Stakeholders Assembly, led by Malam Tanko Yakasai, began a closed-door meeting with General Abdulsalami Abubakar at his residence in Abuja. Addressing journalists after the meeting, the former military head of state appeals to politicians to seek elective positions only in the interest of national unity.
I have no other advice than to keep peace, because peace is paramount to everything. If there is no peace, there is no nation. If there is no peace, there wouldn't be any politicking. So it is absolutely necessary for each and every one of us to put hands on deck to ensure there is peace in the country.
Although the group claims that the visit is not about the 2019 general elections, members insist it has to do with forming a common regional front.
It is not about 2019, it is about the unity and progress of the North. Apart from that, all the leaders we visited, they have advised that all the northern groups must unite. There's no need to have different northern groups. We have this one, you have the ACF, they have all advised that we must unite. And I think that is what they will work on, ensuring that all the northern groups are united.
The group also visits former Vice President Namadi Sambo, but not much is disclosed of their discussions.
The organization is a non-partisan organization, but a political one. We'll be involved in political discussions about the future and fate of our country.
With Nigeria's political atmosphere getting charged up by the day, the expectation of most citizens as the nation approaches the 2019 general elections is that politicians will play by the rules and sustain national unity.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has accused the Vice President of condoning bad governance by allowing himself to be used as what it calls the poster boy for diversion of public attention from the impunity perpetrated by the APC-led administration. According to the opposition party, the Vice President has also been silent about the alleged high-handedness, human rights violations and aloofness of government that has resulted in rampant killings across the country. In a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, the PDP notes that Professor Osinbajo has been making unguarded statements at public events on behalf of the APC against the opposition. The statement says, quote, "We note that Vice President Osinbajo has refused to heed wise counsel by desisting from such unguarded comments only because he has been sucked in and entangled in the propaganda, deception, impunity and sleaze that not only brought the administration to power but have become its trademarks in the last 3 years." End of quote. It adds that all assertions by the Vice President, especially on the performance of the Buhari administration, as well as his bandying of figures against the opposition, have remained unsubstantiated. The PDP further reminds Professor Osinbajo that such propaganda will not win the forthcoming elections for the APC administration come 2019. Well, the current government's war against corruption has not been fought in a sustainable or fair manner. While some of the accused have been treated with kid gloves, others have been hammered even while their guilt has not been completely established. That's according to the senior pastor in charge of the Latter Rain Assembly, Pastor Tunde Bakare. Speaking on our special Politico program, Roadmap 2019, Pastor Bakare insists that banditry is now common in the nation's polity.
All I hear today is corruption is fighting back. It's a thing of deep concern for me that up to this hour, almost 3 years after, except the likes of Dasuki, who had been detained more or less forever, for whatever reasons, I've not seen any serious conviction. I've seen pat on the back via return sum and leave on the rest. And I've seen sensationalism. And if we turn the searchlight into the body politic in Nigeria, it will now be absolutely out of place to say the synonym for politics in Nigeria is banditry, regardless of who is in power.
And for the full interview with Pastor Tunde Bakare, do join us on Roadmap 2019 on Monday, the 7th of May at 9 p.m. Nigerian academics and intellectuals have been asked to be at the forefront of efforts at restructuring towards the socio-economic and political development of the country. Well, this call is coming from elder statesman Alhaji Balarabe Musa at the 20th National Delegates Conference of the Academic Staff Union of Universities held at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi State. Alhaji Musa, who was represented at the event, says the issue of restructuring cannot be left in the hands of the political elite, who only seek self-serving interests to the detriment of ordinary citizens.
These activists heartily chant songs of solidarity at the opening of the 20th National Delegates Conference of ASU in Bauchi State. The theme for this year is Ideology, Restructuring and Liberation of Nigeria. The guest lecturer traces the history of restructuring to the colonial era and says much attention was given to territorial and administrative structures without much attempts to tinker with the economic substructure of the country.
Indeed, the restructuring that Nigeria needs urgently at this juncture of our development as a nation is the restructuring of the relations of production, distribution, and exchange, and of political power in a manner that guarantees equity, fair reward for labor, accumulation of productive capital in the hands of workers' organizations and citizens' groups.
He challenges academics to play a vanguard role in bringing about the desired change. While the discourse continues, the presidents of ASU and NLC also added their voices to this topical issue.
The clamor for restructuring, herdsmen, farmers' clashes, hypes over the 2019 presidential election, and the desperation for state resources, for the control of state resources, are without doubt currently trying the very soul of our country, of our nation. The challenge we are going through now as a country, there have been a lot of allusion to reasons that are adduced to some of those challenges. And clearly speaking, from the team that you have chosen for this 20th NDC, it is very central to the challenge of Nigeria, the issue of ideology. All our political parties, I'm not sure there is any of them that is actually built on a strong ideological leaning.
As the call for socialist economic programs to resolve Nigeria's many problems intensifies in this hall, Many agreed that it is time for action and enough of the rhetorics. The three-day delegates conference of the Academic Staff Union of Universities avails the union the opportunity to review its activities and policies, and it is expected to produce a new leadership that will steer the affairs of the union for the next 2 years.
Elsewhere, World Congresses of the All Progressives Congress APC have been concluded in most states of the Federation. The process, which held across the country on Saturday, was marred by controversy in some states and had to be postponed till today. However, APC leaders generally consider this Congresses as largely successful after its peaceful conclusion in several states.
A lot of drama has characterized what Congresses of the All Progressives Congress APC held over the weekend, from missing sensitive materials to disruption of the process in some states. In Bayelsa State, it was unexpectedly peaceful in all the 105 wards. That's because the party has been embroiled in internal squabbles, which climaxed with a court injunction reinstating the suspended state chairman of the party.
Most people have even departed for their various wards. We were just here to make sure that things happen very appropriately and properly in all the wards. And of course, after this meeting, we too will go to our wards.
Mixed feelings chilled the ward congresses of the APC, which held in neighboring Rivers State, as the exercise witnessed a huge turnout in some areas. The party chieftains described it as successful.
It is an election that people who want to contest would, come out, and whoever wants or supports you will queue behind you. So for anybody to be talking about materials being hijacked, for these elections, maybe it's talking about another election, but not the one of today.
4 heads official members.
The exercise also witnessed a large turnout of party faithfuls across the 366 wards of Edo State, who came out to elect their ward executives. In Cross River State, the scheduled Congress did not hold, following a lack of voting materials, a situation which left stakeholders stranded. In the north-central state of Kogi, the entire exercise across the 3 senatorial districts ended peacefully without any reports of crisis.
Today, we have elected you peacefully as one APC. Please represent Oworo well, the way our chairman and the outgoing executives have done.
The atmosphere in Niger State is also calm. Its existing ward leadership structures has met resistance in some parts of the state. The governor, Abubakar Bello, commends the peaceful atmosphere.
From my investigations, it appears that yes, they unanimously agreed to have a consensus and maintain the structure.
The APC World Congress may likely be said to have come and gone, but in some states, the process is yet to be concluded and has to extend through a second day.
At least 27 people have been killed and several others injured after armed bandits attacked Gwaska village in Beningwari local government area of Kaduna State. The latest attack is coming barely a week after 14 local miners were massacred by gunmen at Janruwa community, also in Beningwari local government area of the state. Although the Kaduna State Police Command is yet to confirm the attack, residents told our correspondent that the armed bandits, who allegedly came from neighboring Zamfara state, invaded the village at about 7 p.m. on Saturday. The armed men are also reported to have burned down houses in the community. Some of the survivors say most of those killed were volunteers who tried to defend the vulnerable villagers from the attack. They are appealing to the state and federal government to take urgent steps to forestall further brutal attacks on communities in Beningwari. Meanwhile, the Kaduna State government has commiserated with the people of Beningwari Emirate following latest attacks on the area. In a statement, the spokesperson to Governor Nasir El-Rufai says the state government is making efforts to establish a permanent security base in the area in order to contain the incessant attacks on the communities. The statement also directs the State Emergency Management Agency to provide relief materials to affected communities. In part 2, after the break, federal government inaugurates 2 Mi-35M combat helicopter to boost arsenal of the Nigerian Air Force. Please stay with us.